All right, we're here with Eli Standefer. He just graduated last week, actually, from Hopkinton. Played multiple sports. First, we're going to talk about basketball. So let's hear about your freshman year of basketball.
So for my freshman year, actually, I got cut in tryouts, but it was a pretty interesting experience. I still am happy I tried out. It's one of those things. It's like you don't know until you try. But then I also got the opportunity to do HISA, which is a lot less competitive and a lot more fun. So if you're not sure if you want to do something, especially basketball, because it is one of the most competitive sports in our school.
Probably, I'd say
Yeah.
most competitive.
I think Jack said that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not very easy, but definitely go with HISA if you just want to have fun. But yeah, my freshman year I was cut. And so yeah.
What'd you learn from that experience?
I learned a lot actually. I kind of just learned that nothing's gonna be like given to you. I mean, I feel like that's an obvious thing, but like you see everyone like, oh, I made varsity freshman year, like they're skilled. It's not everyone. You have to actually work for your spot per se.
All right, moving on. Sophomore year. What happened sophomore year?
So sophomore year, I came back. I tried again. Didn't want to go through, or I actually did HISA as well, but I made the JV team. Had a blast. It was really fun. Doing HISA at the same time too was really fun. Just learning different skills. I was definitely improving. Basketball was never my forte, but keep working hard. It's something that definitely got me to improve. And it's kind of a dumb thing to say, but again, keep working that grind. You have to persist, really. Yeah.
So you think that continuing to work hard was the biggest lesson you took away in your first 2 years?
Oh, for sure. Throughout my whole high school career, really, even in school. If you stop working hard, you almost don't deserve to be where you are, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You always have to keep working, because that's what I've learned. Because if you stop, you're cut.
Yeah, that makes sense. Junior year, that was
a lot different. So my work had paid off. Actually, at the end of my sophomore year, the last game, Coach Signor complimented me on my work ethic and said he had a lot of plans for me my junior year. So again, a lot different. Keep working. But junior year, I was the 6th or 7th man, really just subbing out for Brendan. Because he's a big dude. He needs some breaks. He actually can go really long for how long, like for what he does in every game. Yeah. He'll drop 30 points and not even have been on the bench once.
I know. Yeah.
So yeah, that was my main purpose junior year. Again, throughout that year, Coach Signor saw my work ethic and continuously complimented me on it. But that season was rough. We did pretty good. I don't remember our record off the top of my head, but we made it to the finals and lost by 1. So yeah, it was definitely a tough season. But again, I learned a lot more. Like we, as a team, learned that we have to keep working. Like we're that close. Mm-hmm. So we came back stronger, in my opinion, our next year.
Yeah, you guys had a really good season this past year. Your senior season, came up short in the second round against Mascoma.
Yeah, that really, again, that just transpires into we didn't work hard that game, in my opinion. They hit countless threes. We had endless turnovers, and we let it slip.
Yeah. So overall, what do you think of your senior season and 10, 20 years down the road when you're looking back on your high school basketball career? What are you going to remember?
Well, 10, 20 years from now, I'm going to be glad I stuck with it, especially after being cut and then only making JV and then finally making varsity. But I'm going to be glad I stuck with it. Although I might not have seen the floor as much as other people who you may interview later already have, or in general, just being with the team is amazing. Like bus rides, they're always great. Practices were always fun. So I'm just thankful that I got the opportunity to do that. But yeah, that's what I'm going to look back on.
All right, moving on now to lacrosse.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about your lacrosse career.
So much better lacrosse. Basketball was not my forte. I can't really talk too much about it because a lot of people know that I'm just a big dude, and my height kind of deceives people. But lacrosse, again, I was really good at. So freshman year I made varsity, but I really was JV. I was just the backup varsity goalie because there was two. But I was behind Benny, and I learned a lot from him. Um, he was just a strong kid. He was vocal. He showed me how to operate the defense, and that kind of is shown at my games and how I play, like how I'm vocal and like how it works. So I learned that from him. But unlike basketball, I didn't really learn to work hard at lacrosse. I learned to have fun at lacrosse.
So when you talk about being vocal, does that mean communicate with your teammates well and being loud out there?
Yeah. So if you go to any games or watch any film of any lacrosse, really, you'll hear a lot of people talking. And I feel like in high school sports specifically, teams don't really talk to one another well in a positive fashion or at all. But when Benny and I were playing freshman year, he taught me how to, tell people what they need to do and help them improve. Almost being a leader, really, even if you're not a captain, every goalie has to be a leader. And to do that, you need to be vocal and like communicate in a positive way.
All right. Let's go through individual seasons. I know you talked a little bit about freshman year and learning from the guys. Was sophomore year most of the same?
Well, sophomore year was actually the COVID season, so we didn't play. But um, regardless, a lot of the team got together only a few times though. But there wasn't much learning, more again just fun. But yeah. So junior year, I guess moving on to junior year. That was another really good season. We were a really good team junior year. It was just unfortunate because I broke my leg, and then we got eliminated short in playoffs. But I think we only lost like 3 games. We were tearing up D3, and again learned how to have fun. Like just doing warm up lines, especially before games, we would just be in lines and doing rap freestyles, just having fun. Like it wasn't as serious as basketball. It's not competitive. Almost everyone makes the team. And again, you learn like we have great coaches and they teach you so much. We have freshmen playing, or actually almost every JV player, I believe, has played varsity minutes just because from start to finish, they've learned so much and are able to actually play on varsity.
So there's like a lot of rotation and movement between like all the players and learning different positions.
Oh,
and
definitely. Yeah. Our upperclassmen at practices specifically teach lowerclassmen how to do things. And that's how the lacrosse program has been so strong. And I'm sure it's been doing this in other sports too. But the fact that we're doing that so well is how we're able to have a varsity team that includes the JV really.
All right. So it's like, again, you're talking about these guys, communicating. So it sounds like communication is a big part of success in high school sports.
Everywhere, really. Communication is everywhere. So yeah, it's very important.
All right. I think that's pretty cool. Senior season.
Senior season was fun. We were predicted in like 7th place by like NH Sports. So we were hungry. We did not like that, especially for our reputation in the past few years. We were like, how are they putting us in 7th? NH Sports page or an Instagram account, one of those I think, had 0 Hopkinton players on the predicted All-State. And so we were like, what in the heck? Like, there's no way this is happening. So we were hungry when we came. We still had fun. Like, again, we still would goof off in practices all the time. We kept our same mentality. Nothing changed. And then we made it to the finals. We only lost 2 games and both by one or two, I believe. So yeah.
Wow. Would you learn from, you won championship freshman year, right?
Yes, we won the championship freshman year.
And then you lost it senior year. Yeah. Would you learn from those 2 experiences?
So, I mean, I was pretty young as a freshman. I don't know if I actually learned anything. Maybe again, hard work pays off, but like I was just a kid. I was just having fun. It's not much to say, not much to say because, I was just along for the ride. I was the backup goalie. I was watching these guys play, and yeah. But senior season, man, that was a whirlwind. I definitely learned a lot. Firstly, that it's like nothing's going to be given to you. We watched Laconia beat Campbell, the undefeated first seed in the semis, and we were excited. We were like, we don't have to play the best team in D3. We're playing a 4 seed. So going into the championship game, maybe not cocky, but definitely
Underestimating the opponent.
definitely. That's probably what it was. And not as a whole. Definitely some players weren't like that. Like I was hungry for it. I didn't care who they were. But you could definitely tell that we were not ready for them as a team.
I feel like one of the key elements, just from my experience in sports, is, for success is you have to respect the opponent.
Yeah, you can never underestimate them.
I think that's probably, I don't know, a big takeaway from what I'm hearing from you about, like, just you gotta always respect who you're playing, and that means, not just being sportsmanlike and kind on the field, but also
Playing your game.
Exactly, and not, say, because if you say, hey, we can't beat or we'll easily beat this team, that team's gonna come
Right.
after you
And give you hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So moving on, what are you doing now that you graduated?
So my future plans are to attend Keene State. I'm going to play lacrosse there. I'm going to be majoring elementary education and history, and I'm looking forward to it.
What do you think that which course do you think is going to be most impactful upon your future career?
Which course? That's a lot to choose from. Do you mean which of my majors?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's a tough question because I don't really know what my job's going to be. I'm either going to do, 3rd through 6th, hopefully, or high school. So if I do high school, then it's definitely going to be history is going to be more helpful. But if I do elementary education, that's going to be more helpful. So I think both are equally strong, but yeah.
So it sounds like you, just from what I'm hearing about, you communicating with your teammates and learning about that, you'd like to work with kids. And
oh yeah.
Would you consider coaching at some point?
Oh, definitely, especially lacrosse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always going to be a part of my life in one way or another. If I get the opportunity to coach, that's going to be amazing. Pass down what I know. I like to think I know a lot about lacrosse, definitely more than basketball. So yeah, it would be great to pass all that down.
All right. Thank you, Eli.
Thank you.